All right, guys, welcome back. So SoundHound stock update. So on Friday, it closed around 14. So if we switch to hourly chart, yeah, low, I think 13.28. Last time I made a video, and a couple times I talked about this one, that I have seen this pattern, and I think that this stock is going to drop 30-40% in a very short period of time. And a lot of people were pretty much, just all over the place with this one. But I understand you're welcome to throw ideas in the comment section when we are watching certain stocks. But this one was very, very similar pattern that I have watched and I have seen and I have basically memorized back in 2024 with a few stocks. An identical setup, identical move, and what I'm watching from here now for this SoundHound stock at these prices. So market capitalization of this stock, let's take a look. 5.2 billion right now. But yeah, at some point it was hitting 10 billion, and I was giving an example of a chart pattern that I saw in, and also I think I traded this one as well, but Marathon Digital, where it has very similar, it doesn't have to be identical, okay? Very, very identical market capitalization, algos, some hedge funds, LLC, like there are a lot of people trade certain capitalizations all the time. And if you can recognize their footprint, how price action acts for certain stocks that trade at certain valuations, you can take advantage of those fluctuations in price. Because short term, smaller cap stocks tend to move big like this, where it goes up to 300%, and then pullbacks are like this 40%. This is pretty big move, but I saw it coming and I did trade it actually. So I traded from, let's go back to SoundHound. I traded on a dailies, of course, somewhere around here when it failed 20. And I covered it somewhere around here yesterday at 15-ish. Could have been a little bit more gain, but 1,000%. I had $15 puts that were expiring this week, but it was a relatively smaller size. So happy with whatever that I made on this trade. But this pullback is almost 35% pullback. And I talked about this one, just like this Marathon Digital price action back in the beginning of 2024. Similar action, moves up very nicely, and in the beginning of the year, similar timing as well. Look at it. Around January 11th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 16th, and all the way to option expiration, this stock produces this almost 50% decline in stock price and then consolidates before trying to push again and then fading again on the offering. And I'm not saying that this has to do identical price action, but what I'm saying, what I'm watching from here now, if we bring up the moving averages for Marathon Digital back 2024, you can see what it does for the next few years. Stock currently, SoundHound, has very, very high implied volatility based on that move. It is hovering around its 50-day moving average, and I was also giving a $12 price target because the 50-day moving average was around $12 right here. And right here, right now, well, we have a pretty big option expiration next week. And if you take a look at the put to call ratio, or in general, like option IV, implied volatility, it has very high IV. It is expensive. So I'm assuming that now it will do identical move and pretty much chop around for pretty much 10 trading sessions or so. Again, I can be 500% wrong. I'm not saying that I have a crystal ball and I'm trying to predict it to a T. No. My goal is, if I'm right when I'm predicting, I want to be able to walk away with decent gains, okay? When it comes to putting these stocks on a watch list, watching, dedicating my time, watching it daily, flows, option flows. I mean, if I'm invested with my time, I want to make money on that trade. So far, I think put to call ratio today on Friday wasn't too crazy. 140,000, slightly more calls came in. Could be people trying to bounce this name and trying to buy certain calls or puts. But anytime I come here, take a look at option times and sales, I pay attention to whether it's a bullish trade or bearish trade, one strike that is being bought over and over, or large flow come in. If I see something like this, orders all over the place, couple hundred, I don't pay too much attention unless price follows it. So this week I was watching $20 put for SoundHound. Okay, looks like it's going to be a little bit longer than expected, but okay, I'll show you the flow, what I'm watching in general when I'm trading a certain small cap, where reading option flows a lot easier compared to large cap, where you have significantly more option volumes. I pull up the chart of that particular option, so pay attention to this chart. This is a $20 strike price for SoundHound that expired today. And then pay attention to this chart, right? So it goes from around 50 cents to $6-7 in a matter of 4 trading sessions. Pay attention to this volume. Is it unusual? Is it standing out? If you go take a look at it further right here where stock was chopping around, do you see anything unusual? I mean, for me, I'm looking for something like this. 15,000 contract comes in. Somebody buys at these like 50, 60, 70 cents all the way to 80 cents or $1 or something. That is unusual for ultra short term. And that very same trader, you can see they start taking profit right here at $2, a little bit, and then they sell out the rest right here at $4. Very, very nice gain. 14,000 contracts, not 14, 18,000 contracts, 15,000 contracts. I'm looking for something like this. At the same time, I'm looking at the confluence in the chart where basically stock is sitting in a pivotal level. I was giving an example. Okay, if it fails these $19 level, I was giving 19 as an example. This stock can drop very fast, 20-30%. I mean, I don't have to prove anybody anything. Just go watch my past videos that they're still public. I don't delete my videos if I'm wrong. They're still there, okay? You can go back as far as 1 year, take a look at what I was talking about in this particular stock's case, which I have been following for the whole year. And exactly what happens, stock comes down and down. So now, by looking at today's, so what matters now from going forward, I'm not seeing people coming in and thinking this is the generational opportunity to buy this dip and throwing bullish calls. Maybe that will come in next week. I don't know. But since I trade options, I keep an eye on basically chart, price action, certain support resistance levels, and then I keep an eye on flows. When those two match, that's when I take my trade. So I think the stock can hover around these levels, maybe come down towards maybe 10, chop around, and then if it does similar price action like Marathon Digital has done, maybe it will break out. Maybe late February, if you're going to see overall market as well not having a good time, maybe it will push towards 30. But I want to take that trade when I see big flows like that I showed coming in, and I want to ride on the back of those people, because when I see large orders coming in, buying certain strikes, so let's say if somebody starts coming in when this stock spends like 10 trading sessions chopping around, and all of a sudden I see large flows coming into the stock, let's say $20 strikes, $25 strikes or something like that. If people start buying and also short date it with urgency, then I will follow them. But until then, the stock pretty much will be in a choppy zone for me for about 2 weeks or so maybe. But again, if it keeps coming down, I will be watching $10 because $10 was pretty pivotal breakout for the stock. So let me put that 10 as a, it was resistance, failed back then. And I'm gonna put these all in my teachables course that I'm putting together. I mean, you can check it out in the link down below. But I'm putting a little bit different type of a course where it's options, but bunch of I'm gonna be putting all these flows, real flows that come in, and what happened to the stock price, so people can learn from those. Because I'm sure not everybody has time like me to watch the market every single day, 7 hours, and memorize what happened 1 year ago. But I'm going to put it together. I'm still working on it, but you can check it out. And this was pretty good trade for me. So this is what I'm watching for SoundHound. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.